when a technician comes in and does preventative maintenance, and this is especially true of the optical instruments, but applies to some of the other technologies as well. You've got instruments like an S4 or an S5 or one of those that's got a lamp. Lamps degrade over time. Paper standards degrade over time. Everything degrades over time. I degrade over time. But we know that the more frequently you change the lamp, the more consistent the optical characteristics of the light source is, which means the more consistent your results are going to be. Customers should replace lamps quarterly. A lot of them don't. If we come in once a year and we're replacing the lamp once a year, and that's the only time the lamp gets replaced, between that and the other mechanics that are involved with a calibration process, the customer may get a sudden step change of a point or more in the results of the instrument. If we come in semi-annually, that may be 3 or 4/10 of a point. If we come in quarterly, that's almost nothing. It becomes negligible, that shift, just from the primary calibration that the technician does. So if they come in, if we're coming in quarterly, the customer is going to see a very consistent response from their instrument, which is much more consistent in what they can expect to have to do in terms of the chemistry and other things involved with running a paper mill and getting a consistent output. And that applies to a lot of other instruments besides just the brightness, but that's a really easy one to describe that with. It also applies to some of the physical property instruments like roughness, porosity, PPS, where keeping the head clean is important, where calibrating it is important because there are characteristics that can shift over time. And each instrument is unique. Some are more critical than others. How the customer uses it matters. How important is it to the customer's ability to sell their product based on the results that we provide them. Calibration, they should be doing it monthly. They should be replacing the lamps quarterly. They should be getting preventative maintenance. They should be getting a subscription standards. They may not be because they don't know that they need it, or they think they're going to save a buck by not having it. Really, it's probably costing them money not to do these things. You know, you could spend a couple $1,000s on preventative maintenance, or you could have a reel sent back and cost you $100,000. Well, you know, until you can quantify it, it's really hard to quantify that, but if you can, you know, it makes a lot of sense.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So it's a win-win for everybody. It's a win for us, it's a win for the customer. I think we've got a very complete solution. We have the standards, we have the machines to read the standards, we have the people to back it up with, both in terms of maintenance, in terms of lab personnel, in terms of factory service personnel, and the field service team. They're all highly trained professionals. They're all very skilled at what they do. They're knowledgeable about the industry. Part of what we all go through is we go to some advanced courses on this material after we've been brought into the Technidyne team. So we need to know our industry a little bit. And I'm no expert on my competitors' products. I don't spend time learning about the competition. I spend my time worrying about my product so that I know it as best as I can and can support it to the fullest of my ability.